In this video, we're going to talk about how to defuzz a Cabbage Patch yarn hair. This guy is an extreme case. Usually they're not this bad, but I thought he would be a fun one to show you on. We've got two tools we're going to use, the needle nose scissors and the fabric shaver. This is a Conair defuzzer I got off of Amazon. It works great. First off, we're going to start with the really long, he has a couple loops that are no longer attached on one end. And I used to think this was a terrible thing to do, but I've learned, you know what, it's okay. Go way down low and trim that loop out, and then it's no longer an issue. He has plenty of loops. He can spare a couple. Looks like we've got 3 that are popped. Just go all the way down to the nubby and make sure you get only that one and trim it out. And okay, I think that's it. Yay. And now, okay, we're going to do a little pre-trimming with the scissors because the shaver, maybe I just do half and try the shaver completely on one half, but I think it's good to, oh, here's another popped loop. I think it's good to pre-trim some of these. We don't want to jam up the shaver, although maybe I could do it. So we'll try it. I'm just going to trim up half of him and see what happens with the other half of no pre-trimming. Oh my gosh, this boy was well loved before he came to me. Well loved indeed. Hours and hours of snuggling with someone, I think, and going everywhere with that little person. And be careful when you trim. That's why I like the needle nose, because they're tiny and you can get really close attention to detail. They're nice and sharp. Ooh, I also use a little scissor sharpening tool. This is a little handheld one. I have a bigger one too. Put the scissors in, kind of like a knife sharpener, and you just go back and forth. If you start to find like your scissors are getting a little dull, that works great. Okay, so I've trimmed up half of him. Half of him is not as fuzzy as this half. Let's see what happens. So I don't want to get too close to the yarn. It can pull in a loop, so you can hear it zapping them. And I'll have it over. So what about these long ones? Let's try some of these. You can see it pulling on them. It would just take a lot longer because it has to basically trim down little by little. So I feel like we're actually speeding up the process by doing the initial long cuts first. Okay. Keep going. Oh my goodness. Turn this little guy. He's got some really long, really long ones. So feel free to speed up the video. I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting these long loops, fuzzies, trimmed way down. But using the defuzzer allows me to not have to be so meticulous and get right next to the loop because it will do that for me. But we're just going to get all the crazy long ones. This boy, oh my goodness. Okay, I think. And he's already been through the wash. He's been through the wash machine, hung to dry. So the loops are all clean. And they just need some good trimming and fluffing. Okay, let's get to work again. You see them. Hold them up. And tuck them in there. Little shaver. Also try and like press it together to keep it a more concentrated area. I feel like maybe that protects the loops a little. And go back and forth over it. project. I should have just done one half, but it'd be fun to see a before and after, but I can do a side-by-side photo. That's just as good. Good. Found another longer section. When the fuzz turns into little fuzz balls, that's pretty long. All right, he's coming along. I'll keep going, but look, such a difference. Getting there. Keep going. Keep going. The trick is you don't want to press down in any one area for too long to allow it to pull in yarn loops. So you just want to get those fuzzies. Oh, look at these. So long. They were down at the nape of his neck. They were hiding down there. This one almost looks like a new yarn loop in itself. I'm just going to take it down low. It's so thick. I'm not sure how well my defuzzer could handle. Oh my gosh, that sounded like a yarn loop. It was so thick when I cut through it. Okay. Good. Let's keep going. Getting there. Coming along. Let me take a halfway photo. There we go. Partway photo. This is my arm. Needs stitches on. We'll get there. Really circle motion. Almost like picture your guy in your life shaving his face. If you've seen that before. I feel like the electric shaver, they go in little circles to try to get all those little nubby hairs. Kind of feels like, reminds me of this. I usually like to grab the loops and stand them up. But, oh man, the back of his head, I am having a hard time seeing what's a loop and what's fuzz because he's got longer loops, so they kind of lay individually, and then the fuzz is almost blending in with the individual loops. This boy has been well loved indeed. Okay, so these two loops, you can't see what I'm doing, but they're pretty much bridged together, so I'll pull them apart to help get that fuzz out from between them. them was matted together, like he's creating dreadlocks from his loops. Dreadlocks. Ooh, that would be an interesting look on a Cabbage Patch. Not sure there'd be much demand for that style. I'm gonna keep snipping my needle nose back here. He's got just really long, matted fuzzies. He is quite a project. Now he reminds me more of, hey, this was just a, typical kid in need of defuzzing, not the extreme case that he was. I probably go a little overboard, but I'm a stickler for detail, so oops. I will keep going. Maybe I'll crop my video because this is getting long, I realize. But I will post his before and after photos and the steps to do on my Instagram page, Busy Bee Cabbies. So you can refer to that for the step-by-steps. Okay. Coming along. This boy's hair was a project that I would pull somebody else before I would pull him to get the popcorn curls because, like I said, he was the most extreme case I've seen. And what's going on with this? It is just a loop. Okay. I thought it was another popped loop, but it was not. Oh my gosh, we're getting there. Making good progress. Coming along. Let's do a little bit more. Now I can tell we're almost done because I don't see hardly any fuzzies get pulled up as I hover just over him in the different spots of his head. Yay! It's starting to get in the crook of their neck. You hear that? I think my defuzzer's running out. New battery time, potentially. Okay. I'm gonna call that good. 13 minutes and 58 seconds later. How do I look? Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Mom. See you. Bye. Turn it off.